Hi guys, Luke here. Today I'm going to give you my review of the film Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody is a really good film starring Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury, the artist and singer of the band Queen. He gives a really stellar performance in this movie, his best performance by far, and this movie is about his journey and his bandmate's journey and his journey throughout fame and fortune. So at the beginning of the film, Freddie Mercury, who then changed his name to Freddie Mercury, likes to go out every night to see this band perform at gigs at like a local pub. And after their lead singer quits to go on to do some other gigs, he decides to join because of his vocal range, because he has 4 extra incisors in his mouth, which was just wow. Must have been a genetic thing, I don't know. And so they get a bass player as well, and they start to perform and develop. And they also manage to get hired by the agent who does David Bowie, and they even in a song they even collaborate in the song Under Pressure, which is really good. So throughout the film we get the development of the Freddie's life and the bandmate's life and his love life and all that. So at the beginning of the film he meets a girl who he proposes to marry to, but then she takes it off and goes and marries someone else after finding out that he is gay, and he decides to cut his hair short and have a moustache, and he starts to have a gay relationship with the person who looks like that, except he has brown hair and is white. Nothing against white people, nothing against brown people, and yeah. And the best thing I think about this film is hands down the music. The music in this film was brilliant. Obviously, like, the main singer had to lip sync to all the songs, and then his fellow actors had to actually guitar and drum, which I think they did really well. I think they had to practice a lot for it. I've been reading that they had to practice a lot for those scenes. But the really core part of this film is the emotional turmoil that they go through throughout the film. Obviously, Freddie decides to go solo and kick out people without the bandmates' permissions, and it does really have a massive effect on his bandmates, especially Roger and I don't remember his other name, but David, Roger, I don't know. I think it's their names. I can't remember the other guy. Brian, May, Roger, Deacon, and someone else. I can't remember his name. Anyway, so they start recording songs like Killer He, Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, Fat Bottom Girls, We Will Rock You, and it starts to develop into a really good album. And I think that the bit that really bothers this film for me is the pacing. There was sometimes, like, the lovey scenes were a bit slow for me, but I just wanted to get back to the music. The music was the bit where the film really picked up and the pace just went like that. Really picked up, and then all the lovey-dovey scenes and all the scenes with the manager and all these talks were so boring. I just wanted to get back to the music. The music was the bit that made this film amazing. Without this kind of music, this film would have just been terrible. And yeah, I think that they did a really, really good job. There obviously were a ton of extras. I mean, that crowd at Wembley was huge. I mean, and it was thanks to Queen at Live Aid, which Freddie decides to go back to perform on after hearing about it from his ex-fiancée. And I think, because his agent, the guy who looks like him, if he hadn't not told Freddie about it and Freddie had received the phone call himself, he would have gone straight there, because he used to live in Africa before he moved to England. Yeah, true story. And so he would have gone because he knows how hard it is for people, and especially children in Africa, to get decent food. So, and yeah, the performance is great. I really loved it. I remember at the end when the guy who was doing all their financial stuff and talking about Bohemian Rhapsody at the beginning of the film, when he was listening to them, when they were performing live, his face was just, he was like thinking to himself, oh my god, why did I not keep these people with me? They're so good. And it was just hilarious. Anyway, so as you know, well, Freddie Mercury tragically did die of AIDS, and we do see that in the film. He addresses it to his bandmates, he goes to the doctors, he starts coughing up blood, and they do show some clips of it at the end, which I thought was really appropriate, because I didn't think showing his death would have been that good. I mean, the film ended in 1984 and he died in 1992, so what else were they supposed to do? And I think having it at the end credits was a really good idea, so well done for doing that. And yeah, so if you like this review, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and please comment on any other movie reviews you'd like me to do in the future. And yeah, I've got to go now, guys. Peace.